we'll begin now the next Maimer, which is going to be, as our president has, I consulted with our president because there's a Maimer, two Maimerim in between, another Shavuos Maimer, which is very long. I think it's basically, I'm not doing the Shavuos Maimer because the Mugadik Maimer, as I told you, incorporates the biurim of the second Maimer. So we learned it. And then there's the Maimer Nosai, but let's do Shlach, and then get to Gimel Taanas. Mamish is a Gimel Taanas Maimer. Not mistaken, it was Pasha said on Gimel. Was it? Yes. Pasha's Keirach Mamish, Gimel Taanas. No, although Gimel Taanas was Sunday. It was not Moishe Shabbos. Okay, let's begin. Just glancing at it, I brought the Zoya. It's a quote here. It's technical to begin with, and then we'll try and understand it. Loving Taanas Hameraglim, to understand the time of the Hameraglim, Shleirotze, the Konas that you saw, didn't want to go to Yisrael. And they said, She'eretz eicheles ishver. So it's a land that devours its inhabitants. To understand, what were they saying? What did they mean by that? Yesh lahaktim levarin, the Ara is bateles. Let's understand what this means. It's a Lashon HaZoyar. The earth becomes nullified. What does it mean? I'm going to read you the piece of the Zoyar, Pashat in translation. It's the opening statement of Sifrat, the Tzniusa. It's called the book of Tznius, of Secrets of Modesty. It's a small chelik that appears at the end. It's a book on its own, and it's a few prakim, I think 3 prakim, and it appears at the end of Sefer Shmois. Actually, not in the middle. In the middle of Truma, sorry, in the middle. I'm not sure how the Zohar works. There's all kinds of sections that are inserted in the middle. It's not just a simple, Chamisha Torah. So this is, I never studied how this happened and how it was arranged, but so I'm going to translate. Just translation, just the words. We learned in a braise. Well, that means exactly a braise. Okay, so this book of Sifra de Tzniusa is a sefer. I'm translating from the Zohar here, which is measured, weighted with a holy measure. And there's nothing extra, no extra word that doesn't descend and pierce the ocean of wisdom. Right, that's the opening line. Now comes the next 2 lines, which we're concerned with. So we learned that till the world was not made like a weight, a balanced weight, which means before tikkun, like olam hatoyo, chaotic, and the spheres were not arranged in three lines. It's like a weight. A weight needs something in the center, and then the 2 weights on each side. So then, till then, the faces were not facing, the partsufim, the divine attributes were not facing each other, they were not aligned. And therefore, the early kings died. These are the Toyo. This is Toyo. These are the kings of Edom that all ruled and died, and there was no kiyum to them, right? You're familiar, right? This is Olam HaToyo. And their lights, nothing remained of them. And now comes the words. Va'ara is batlus. And the earth became nullified. What's the earth? That's Malchus, which is called Eretz, the receiver, broke. So basically it's describing Shviras HaKelim. So it appears. This is before Elam HaTikun. The Partsufim, the Shviras are not aligned, there's no harmony, and Malchus shatters. The earth is misbattled. Sorry. The Rebbe is quoting here just these words. So this is the Inyan of what? Because that's what they're talking about. Eretz eicheles yishver. They're saying that the earth is not good ground. It's destructive. It devours its inhabitants. What kind of business? What do they mean by that? So this is what the Zohar is talking about. that Ara is bateles, the earth is nullified. It's not doing what a functioning earth should do. So what is, as he adds in brackets, this is the similar idea it's expressing here of Eretz Acheles Yishvel, land without its inhabitants. So what does it mean? Shesh was a base Perushim, the two Perushim. According to Rabbi Marash. Pirush Aleph, Shekasher Malkin Kadmoyim the Toihu, Nofle B'Shviris HaKelim. So when the primary kings of Toihu, okay, we've talked about Toihu many times, we're just all familiar that Toihu, these are Edom, these are very great revelations. What's the problem with Toihu? Please tell me. Eiris Merubim, but what? Kelim Mo'atim. Great revelation, but not the Kelim did not get a handle, and the Kelim are shattered. These are called kingdoms. Each one is called a kingdom because there's no harmony. They're all their own world. They're all in conflict. They're all independent fiefdoms. So he says that when the early kings of Koyo fell, b'shviras hakelim, the shattering, in other words, the bligvul overwhelms the gvul. The gvul can contain the bligvul without going to whole arichas. We've given many mishalim in the past. We just give one mashal. When a person is trying to understand a concept that is novel, foreign, and currently beyond him, the beginning is he's confused. Shviras hakelim. Especially if he's learning about something that he thought he understood before. The beginning is everything just falls apart. Till, if he ever does, gets a handle on it. There are more extreme examples of Shviras HaKelim, but that is the classic example. That happens b'zeramp in a small way. Anytime you learn something that is a new idea that challenges what the way you understood the subject till now. So says the first pirush is that when this happened, this is not past tense, this is ongoing. In the Shviras HaMalchos, so what happens to Malchus? Malchus is governance. Poshet Malchus. That is the divine expression practically to creation. So Ara, what happens to the Ara, to the land? What's the first meaning of Ara is bateles, which is the result of Shviras HaKelim. Rak is bateles mipulos. It's still around, as it were, but it's not functioning. Avle nafla b'shvira. But the Malchus itself does not become corrupted, as it were, shattered. It's not explaining what this means. It just means Malchus, just to say Oisius here, Malchus means the capacity of action. So it's not functioning as action, but it's not like there's no possibility to do anymore, or corrupted action as a result. There's no Maisa, there's no Dibur. But Leinofla b'shvira. It didn't descend into the world of Klippa. It's just not, the divine expression is eclipsed, stopped, but not more than that. The Tam Adova, and the reason, I'll tell them to Torah. So why was the Shvira in the first place in Olam HaToyu? Now we have to, what does it mean, Yeshes? This is before Atzilus, Gewalt. What's kind of Yeshes here? The Yeshes means, just push it. Each midah that the Eibishter revealed said, as it were, this is the Eibishter, this is Elikus. And so, it's al derech the Talmidim of Rabbi Akiva. The Shaila, the gewaltige Kasha in the Kotes Sichos. Rabbi Akiva's Talmidim, they were not respectful, but they were the ones, the Talmidim of Rabbi Akiva taught that the answer is Nafke. Because Klal Gadol B'Torah, so the way they, each one expressed their Rebbes, this is the ultimate way, and you've got to see it my way for your good. So each Svira, it was so permeated with Eibush to express himself in Chesed. There can be nothing more than Chesed. Gvura. Each one, on the contrary, because it's, what is this? This is the Eibush expressing himself. So when you're locked into God and expressing himself this way, that's the Yeshus. It's the Yeshus of Kedusha. They're all screaming Eibush. Talmidei Rabbi Akiva are all saying, Rabbi Akiva, this is what Rabbi Akiva means. This is the derech. But where is Yeshus? Yeshus is in the world of emotion. Because the nature of Malchus is action, to tell me what to do. Malchus is bittul. Malchus is not so much yeshes. Action, what action? Action is determined and is manipulated by feelings, etc. It's just a vehicle. Words is what you put into the words. What does it mean? Malchus is still a divine articulation, God's word, as it were. But the nature of the word is that it's a makabel, there's bittul. And so because it's a word, so in the same word actually can have different meanings, and the word can convey it. But in the world of emotions, what chesed is chesed, gevurah is gevurah, you can't be both. But in the world of the keli, of dibur, of maisa, can express this way, can express that way. There's bittul. We're clear? Speaking general language, yeah? Sorry? If something's not clear, guys, ask me. I'll try and add some more. But the mind is not giving us more, so we're expected just to go with the flow. But again, to understand one mind, we have to learn 1,000 other memorim. So whatever. As long as we're getting a general idea, we'll be satisfied. Yes? Okay. And therefore, in Malchus, with the Shviras HaKelim, the midas explode, they're not compatible, but Maisa B'Poyel still endures. I'm still ready to carry out, what has to be done. Not getting involved. We don't mix in. Bittul. Elo rak b'ofen darav is bateles. But Pashat, it's not functioning. Because there's conflict in the midas. So what's the word? What's the expression? Because of their internal war, as it were, so nothing's happening. So it's quiet. There's no divine word. There's no articulation. We're making this kind of graphic, but that's the idea. Yeah. So what's missing is the gilui, because they haven't, come to terms with what the revelation should be. So therefore, Malchus remains silent. What's the word? What's the instruction? What's the ma'isa? Is it like Shama is like Kilo? They're in a war. There's no psak din, as it were. They haven't harmonized. So Malchus is silent, but not corrupted. That's one beer. Well, Pirush obeys. And the second Pirush in what? In the words Ara is bateles. And this is all to understand what the Taanas and Hameraglim is, 2 levels. Like it says in the Torah, with respect to Mesiras Nefesh and davening. There he says, how should he daven? Achet is battle koyach mahus nefesh, until the whole identity of the nefesh, which is the animating dimension of the neshama, is in his battle. This is Parshas Ba'aloischa, like the flame that arises on its own, nothing can hold it back. To become incorporated with Hashem. This is already in Kedusha. This is Malamata Lamaila. This is Malamata Lamaila. Adam is Batelis, is that there's such a longing for Elikus that the person becomes Beis Metzias. He's in a state of silence, as it were, metaphorically, because in a state of complete bittul. Let's learn 2 more lines. Now we're going to understand the time of the malachim, of the Hameraglim. It's a land that devours its inhabitants. Pirush Allah, the first one is Kedis. Quote. They made a mistake. They wanted there should be the Ein Sof revealed down here. They kiyam mitzvahs ma'asos through the actions, like it is above. I'm missing a word here. What? Yeah, I'm missing a word. I didn't read properly. What where am I missing it? Oh, Shabbat. So they said we can't go into Yisrael because if listening, thank you. If there'll be the gil of Eidin Sof Lamata through mitzvahs, Kamay Lamaila, then it's going to be like what Yivatla Mitziusam Lagamri. The whole world will become, the whole Mitzius will become bottle. It's because Oilam Atoyo down here will be in this battle. And silence will be overwhelmed by the gil of Eidin Sof. How can we do this? We see what's happening. That's what's going to happen, and that's the first pirush in Ara is Bateles. We're clear? That's Olam Atoyu, the Gvaldige Giluyim, and the Kalim at this battle. Well, Olam Atoyu is are the 7 midas. Eidin Sof means pshitus, right? Because each one is bligvul. There'll be the gili of chesed lamata, his battle, gvur lamata. Whatever's being revealed, there'll be complete bittul, overwhelming. Because each mid is bligvul. Each midah carries the bligvulness. Each midah screams, Eibishter, infinite God. So surely that's not desirable, was the time. Okay, we'll stop here and continue based tomorrow, or after tomorrow, after the draw, the next day, the morning after. Yeah? Okay, Be'ez Hashem, continue tomorrow in the Maimer.